Hello and welcome to the video. This is a very quick video about some of the latest stuff that's been brought out by SpeedyBee. Now, for those of you that watch the channel a lot, you'll know that SpeedyBee is one of the sister companies to Runcam, and I'm aware that Runcam are working on some cool stuff and that'll be on the channel soon. However, these are some of the latest gadget stuff that SpeedyBee have brought out. SpeedyBee seem to be absolutely in the game of bringing out lots of cute little things that are actually needed in the hobby, and I thought let's get three of them in and I'll kind of show you what they look like. They're also the kind of things that would make great presents for other FPV or radio control enthusiasts in your life. So again, these probably will appear on the Christmas list when I get round to that at the end of the year. So the first thing to talk about then are the soldering practice boards. Now you get 4 of these in the pack. Now I've done a couple of videos on how to solder, some tips and tricks and other pieces as well, and one of the things I would always recommend that I should have talked about in that video is if you can get your hands on a solder practice board like this, buy them and practice on them. The really nice thing about the design of these is that they include all the standard kind of soldering jobs that you're going to bump into doing stuff with a hobby. So on the edge there is the connectors for ESC leads, there are the large pads, the edge pads, the medium and small pads as well as through holes, which are actually through holes. They've been drilled so you can put stuff through them and practice on that. And on the back, for the super fine work, there is the grid that you can practice on, making sure that the solder only ends up in the places that you need. Soldering is an art and you need to practice. The more you practice, the better you're going to get. The better you get, the less chance there is you're going to make a mistake. So if you are new to soldering, but you've invested in a soldering iron or you're about to, and some decent solder and a bit of flux, get yourself some boards like this. It will save you a lot of time and hassle. If you make a mistake on a board like this, that's exactly what they're for. It doesn't matter. There's 4 in the pack, so you can carry on and play. And there's lots and lots of pads for you to mess about with. I would always practice on these until you are perfect before you move on to soldering your flight controller, because these are an awful lot cheaper and less of an issue if you make a mess. Next thing to talk about then is the SpeedyBee Goggle BEC. Now this is designed for powering things with a 9.1 or 9.2 volt output with a maximum output power of about 20 watts. They're designed for powering the DJI Goggles V2, and they can also do fast charging of things like mobile phones from a 3 to 6S battery that you can plug in the other end. Does mean you do need PD 3.0, QC4+, PPS AFC, FCP, SCP, PE 2.0 or SFCP to be able to do the fast charging. But most modern devices that supports fast charging will support one or more of those specs. Be aware that this, although it will work with the DJI goggles, it will give you a warning that the voltage is below 10.5 volts, which is the nominal voltage that those things will run on, but they will work fine. See the notes on the website. Again, input power on this is 3 to 6S. It has an XT60 in it, and it has a USB-C port out the side. And there are 2 versions that come with the kit, 2 different cable types, depending on what you're going to plug this into. It only weighs about 25 grams, but it is also quite handy because it shows you the voltage of the pack it's plugged into, so it could also double as a LiPo quick checker when you're at the field too, and you're just trying to figure out which of the 2 batteries you're looking at is the one you've just spent 5 minutes flying on. Last piece in the kit is these things here. These are the SpeedyBee Camera BEC Balance Power Plugs. Now you get 2 in the bag. Now these are perfect for powering things that need 5 volts at up to 3 amps, which is kind of your modern HD systems and action cameras too. And it plugs into the balance tap of a battery, 3 to 6S, and delivers clean 5 volts for things like action cameras that need powering, and also it could be useful for things like 1S boards with walk snail. Now it's designed to work with GoPro 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11 and Runcam Thumb and Thumb Pro, as well as the things like the DJI Action 3. However, with the cables that are supplied with it, you get the 2, one of which is designed to be a USB-C style connector, which is going to be perfect for those DJI style things, as well as stuff like the Peanut and other stuff as well if you want to keep that powered in flight. The other cable that comes with it is designed to plug straight in the back of your Runcam Thumb Pro. This is something that I have been waiting for a while. I love the idea that you can just plug it in and I can replace the silly thing that I had to kind of solder up. Now it means that the ThumbCam Pro can go on any quad and you just plug it into the balance tap on the battery that's on the quad and you are powered and you're ready to go. The output connector on this not only has those two wires that are supplied that go into a JST 1.25 2P connector, there are also soldering pads on it as well. It only weighs 3 grams, so there's no big deal, and it's quite small and lightweight. I would love it if SpeedyBee made a version of this that was small and compact, the size of a fingernail, that provided either 4.2 or 4.5 volts to the power things like the 1S boards from Walksnail and HD0. Those boards are designed for whoops, but they're actually incredibly useful in other places, and having a 3 amp steady 5 volt supply would be fantastic. So SpeedyBee, if you're watching this, if you can make that next, that would be awesome. So there's one of these pieces of technology that I personally won't use because I don't own those goggles, and that is this thing here. This is that battery adapter for the DJI V2 goggles. So it needs to find a home. This kind of technology is kind of cute and it needs to find somewhere to live. So I'm going to do a draw. Now, standard stuff, like, comment and subscribe, leave a comment down below and include the word SpeedyBee, and then I will do the draw in a couple of weeks and find the winner for this thing. But hopefully that's interesting for those of you. I'm definitely going to be using both those PCB practice boards with friends of mine, and I'm also going to be using both of those adapters to run not only things like the RunCam Thumb Pro that I have here on one of my quads, but there's also a couple of other things that would benefit from a nice steady 5 volt supply that you can just plug into the balance tap. Thank you for watching the video. If you watch my videos and find them useful, then please take a moment to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel a lot. If you really like what I'm doing here, you can become a Patreon and support the time I spend helping others and get access to lots of exclusive benefits. Link is in the video description. Remember that all the videos on the channel are organised into playlists, so you can easily use those playlists to find all the videos on a subject that you are interested in. Add Painless 360 to your searches on Google and YouTube, and it'll help you find my content for any particular topic. Thanks again for watching, and as always, happy flying.